Apparently, people just can't find jobs in this economy. And that brings up the question, what's next? Or what should they do next? Let's go ahead and listen what they have to say.
About a year ago, I posted a video saying I don't know if I'm ever going to find a job again because I had been looking for so long and no one had given me anything. This is what has happened since I posted that video. 2 months after I posted that video, I got a job offer. 20 hours a week, $16 an hour. 5 months after I started that job, the entire company shut down. 2 months after that company shuts down, I get another job. I'm a dog walker. The most they can give me is about $300 of work per week. So, I get another job. I am a petition circulator. I work 40 hours a week, $19 an hour. I'm great at it. This is amazing. I'm finally making a decent amount of money, and the Florida government passes a law that all but bans petition circulating. So now I am back to dog walking, which again pays about $300 a week. I have a bachelor's degree. I have 4 years of experience in mental health, 10 years of experience in childcare. I have experience in higher education, aquatics, food service. When I was in high school, I tutored refugees in English, and I speak French. And I do not believe that there is any job that I am above. I'm telling you, I got rejected by Taco Bell and Sam's Club. Where are my bootstraps? Because I would love to pull myself.
I just want to say this. You can't focus on what you can't control. Bottom line, the job's letting you go because the job closed down. Well, unless you were the CEO of the company, you can't control if a job is closing down. You can be a part of a vote for a petition career or whatnot, whatever she just explained. But if the vote didn't turn out in your favor, you can't control that. Now, with her perspective on having degrees, I think this is so toxic to have this type of mindset. And you might disagree with me, but that's okay. I'm here to give you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Because the clear difference is she mentioned that she doesn't believe she's above any job. She applied for dog walking. She applied for Taco Bell. She can speak French. She has her master's degree. Here's the problem that I see with most people that have degrees. They think the degree actually holds value. And it's because they've spent tens and thousands of dollars either in loans or paying for college while working and paying for college. They believe that a sheet of paper that says your name and what you have received from a specific college is actually valuable. If it was valuable, then nobody would have to go in for interviews. They just look at the sheet of paper and say, hey, you're good to go. Kind of like how the police check your ID and your registration if you get pulled over. Or if you ever go to an amusement park and you have to bring in your ID card from the amusement park and they scan the barcode and they see your ID and they're like, you're good to go. Or when you go into the movies and you buy a ticket and then you say, hey, here are my tickets. And they say, okay, you're in room 12. Your degree is seen as that by these job industries. And that's the God-given truth. Sometimes they'll look at it as a requirement. Sometimes they'll look at it as, okay, she or he knows how to finish something and accomplish something that takes time, which shows commitment. And yes, of course, there are those careers that require you to have your degree and specialities and skills in actually getting the job, like doctors, lawyers, you have to pass the bar exam. But the big picture here is if you're not in one of those industries, right, you're comparing what you have and the company is comparing what you have versus what they need. They don't say we need somebody with a degree when they come and look for people to hire. They look for characteristics. They look for you to be either likable if it's that type of career. They look for you to be able to work around a team if you're going to be working around a team. They look for your responses. They look about how you present yourself. They look to see, okay, let me bring this person on the spot and actually ask them questions. We know they're going to be nervous, which is most people because they don't know how to sell themselves. And then they end up getting frustrated because they either don't get the job or they focus on something that they can't control and the job, like she said, ends. But speaking a third world language and having a sheet of paper that says your name and what you accomplished in the past does not dictate who you are right now. Except for obviously speaking a third world languages. You can still speak a third world language or a second language or whatever, then you can probably still do that. But I'm talking about the degree. I'm talking about the resume. The resume and the degree are things that you have accomplished in the past. It does not mean that you are 110% qualified and you deserve to get the job. It doesn't mean that you can just go anywhere and Taco Bell is going to want to hire you. They probably don't want to hire you because you have a more prestigious accomplishment, meaning that you wouldn't be committed to the job if another opportunity popped up. And most people wouldn't. Let's be honest. Here's the problem. Most people look at their value as something that they've already accomplished. You can already hear it in her voice and tonality. I've done this, I've done that, I have this, I have that. The job doesn't care about what you have done. They care about who you are and what you can do for them, right? And I'm not going to tell you tips on going in an interview, but let me just tell you this. The best person that can ever sell yourself, whether it's a job interview or whether it's going out on a date or whether it's starting a business, the best person that's going to sell you and your skills and what you can accomplish and what you can give other people so they want to pay you is yourself. It's simply yourself. You see, she's created this piece of content expressing what she's been going through. And many people in the comment section, by the way, are agreeing with what she says, which just shows that they have a victim mindset. But she sold herself and her struggles in this video alone, which means that she's able to communicate, all right, something that is valuable for people that can be understood. Why isn't she able to do that in an actual interview? And don't get me wrong, not every job is going to want to interview, but why can't she do that as well in an interview? Or why, like, her mindset is completely different. She's not talking about what she has accomplished and who she was and what she did in the past. She's talking about what she's going through right now. And 9 times out of 10, people who are in interviews, they want to know about who you are right now. What are your goals for the future as well? And if you are selling a product online and you're a content creator and you want to create a digital product, then people care about what you've been through, but they also want to care about where you are right now. But anyways, in the comment section, someone said, and I think this is really, really important to cover. This person, Aries, said, why is this everyone's life right now? I've been applying to real jobs like office work. I can't seem to find any. I have a bachelor's, but I can't seem to leave retail. First of all, everybody isn't going through that right now. Everybody is going through life, but everybody isn't struggling to get a job. Everybody isn't struggling to make money. You have to figure out, like, I loved her talking about her side hustles. All right. Walking the dogs, even if it's $300 a week. All right. It's not about how much money you make per hour. It's about how you make your money and what you do with what you make. All right. Because most people are in debt anyways, and most people trade their time for money, which is one of the lowest leveraging things that you can do with a skill set. Okay. But needless to say, we're just going to go into the next video. Let me know what you think, by the way, in the comment section down below.
Can't be the only person who feels like this. So I'm 30 years old. I'm unemployed. I've been unemployed for 4 months. I literally can't get a job. I've applied to over 150 jobs. I now have negative $4.41 in my savings account because of the monthly service fee that just hit. I don't know when I'm going to get a job. I feel very lost. This feeling of being unemployed and applying to jobs and retailing your resume, getting rejected, and then seeing the job.
See, there goes that word again, that R word. Resume. Like, you're just showing people what you've done in the past, and it's no disrespect not saying that you haven't gone through anything tough or gone through any adversity, but the problem is you're just focused about what you did in the past, and now because you're not getting what you want, you have a victim mindset. You want to stay far away from these type of people as possible, as much as possible. I'm gonna tell you why. She mentioned first that she signed up for like 150 jobs, right? Okay, great, but I would like to know, how long did it take you to apply to those 150 jobs? What if you applied to 10 jobs a month, and on average, this is just a rough number, on average, that took you 15 months to sign up for 150 jobs. It took you a year, almost a year and a half for you to sign up to 150 jobs. That's a lot of time. You could probably sign up for a lot more. I'm not saying it took her a year and a half almost. I'm saying that the time period matters. Did you sign up to 150 jobs in a day? Because that's rather a lot. Okay. Even if you were to look at a 30-day time span, 150 jobs in 30 days is 3 jobs a day. If I'm doing that right. No, it's 5 jobs a day. That's not a lot considering that we have these metal rectangular devices called our phones. Now, again, I don't know the time frame that she's applied to these 150 jobs, but the other point is she's mentioned that it's just hard for her to get a job. Here's the thing. Here's a perspective switch. All right. If you're looking for a job, Your job is to get a job. She's mentioning how, like, well, I just don't know when I'm going to get hired. Do you know there's jobs out here that don't guarantee hourly pay? It's called commission. And a lot of people look down on actually earning money when it comes down to commission, because a lot of the times the jobs that pay commission, they're sales jobs. Well, I'd rather do a sales job than be broke and crying about why I can't find a job. Okay. I'd rather learn how to communicate with people to help them find a solution and make money from it. And I get paid not on my time, but on my skill set. You see, when you have a job that pays you an hourly wage, no matter how great you get at the job, you're still going to have to ask for a raise, or they're just going to say, hey, great job, give you a pat on the back and keep it moving. But when you're in sales, right, whether it's actually selling in person or creating your own digital product, meaning you're using your skill set that most people brag about with getting their degrees or knowing how to do something, or they're knowledgeable or passionate about. When you create a digital product like a course or a community off of your own knowledge, you're going to have to sell yourself. And a lot of the times people think, well, I have to dress up in a suit and talk proper. And no, you just share your stories. No, you just create a YouTube. She's created a TikTok. She's created content selling people on the idea of how hard the job market is to get a job. She's sold on the idea that 150 jobs, signing up to 150 jobs is a lot of jobs. And that's why she hasn't gotten a job out of 150 is because, well, they're just not hiring. Here's the problem with that. If you signed up for 150 from your phone, how many other people do you think signed up from their phone? The dating world is just the same as finding a job these days, because now you can swipe left or right on these jobs. Literally, there's apps and there's websites for you to click, apply, click, apply, click, apply. It used to not be that way. You're going to have to take matters into your own hands and either sit there and wait for somebody to hire you or take control over your own life by making your own money from your own knowledge and your own experience. She's already selling people on the idea that in the job market is hard. Look at these comment sections. D says, it's rough out here. The struggle is real. Cap. Janelle says, going through the same thing. Left my job to start a new one. New job decided to withdraw my offer. Now I'm in unemployment. Okay, you're never unemployed. If you're looking for a job, that is your job. There is no reason for you to say, I don't know when I'm going to get hired. Set a date, set a metric, I'm going to sign up for 150 jobs per day and make sure that I at least show up to 3 of them per day. Okay, because you have a lot of time on your hand. All right. And you show up to these jobs in person, showing them that you're standing out in a crowd of resumes that everybody's clicking apply now to online. If you're going to go the extra mile and create content talking about how rough the jobs are, use that time, use that energy, use that expertise that you have of communicating and selling that the economy isn't great right now because they're not hiring. The problem is you're not in front of the right people. You're in front of the people who are complaining about jobs instead of being in front of the people who are decision makers. Instead of being in front of people who are going to educate you on how to make your own money so you don't have to worry about unemployment. So you don't have to worry about, oh, if my job lets me go, if my job runs out of money and they lay us off, then guess what? You're able to still make money on your terms without treating your time for money. It's time to take control of your life. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next video.
I am currently headed to about my around 10th interview for the past 6 months. If I don't get this one, I really didn't even want to go to this one. I'm tired of it. It's exhausting going to interview every week and not getting a call back from any of them. And I'm applying for jobs that are really not paying anything at all. But, you know, I need the experience, I guess. I feel like class of 2020 really got screwed out of a lot. I didn't get a prom. I barely got a graduation. Went to school. Can't find a job.
All right.
Why is finding a job the most...
I am currently...
All right. So I just wanted to stop right there. I accidentally went to the next video, but none of that has to do with the job industry right now. Like, of course, there was the pandemic, but not going to prom, like, give me a break. I'm not saying, like, if you in 2020 had a ruined prom and couldn't go to prom because of the pandemic, then, you know, no hard feelings. But that has nothing to do about what you're going through right now with a job. Like, these people are complaining about other things rather than what's actually going to move them forward or what's been holding them back with getting a job. But let's go ahead and continue to listen.
Months. If I don't get this one, I really didn't even want to go to this one. I'm tired of it. It's exhausting going to interview every week and not getting a call back from any of them. And I'm applying for jobs that are really not paying anything at all.
I'm going to interrupt this as well. Hey, you got to go the extra mile. Look, I started an online business about 6 years ago. All right, about 5-6 years ago. I had to learn a tough lesson when it came down to making money online on my own terms. Nobody's gonna save me. So me just hoping and twiddling my thumbs, because at the time I was teaching people how to lose weight and build muscle. So I was an online fitness coach selling a digital product, a course, and a mentorship to help people lose weight. I made over 6 figures online doing that just by posting online content. All right. Now, every person had paid me around $1,000 to $3,000 to do so. But here's the problem. When we look at our own situations and realize that, man, it might be hard for me to get a job, but you're waiting on them to call you back. How about you call them? How about you take initiative and power into your own hands? Whenever you hand over responsibility to someone else for you to elevate in life, you will always be a slave. You heard me correct. You will always be a slave to what they want you to do. Oh, we forgot to call you back and let you know we're not hiring anymore. Okay, great. You could have found that out 5 days sooner. Instead of waiting for a reply, call them now. There's no way you're going to succeed in business if you are not going to take initiative into your own hands. People aren't just going to want to go and buy from you just because you have something that you believe they need. You need to put yourself out there. This is why myself, I create content. You think I'm just out here just, oh yeah, well, I know how to make money online. Anybody should buy from me. You know, I'm just so tired of posting 10 videos a month and just hoping that somebody purchases my digital products because I know what I'm worth. No, I'm out here giving knowledge. I'm out here uploading multiple times a week. I'm out here learning. I'm out here reading audiobooks. I'm out here listening to audiobooks. I'm putting the initiative into my own hands so I can educate myself and know exactly what I need to do in order to get the results that I want and help the people that need my help as well. Because truth be told, the jobs need your help. Like, without you, the business wouldn't run.
But, you know, I need the experience, I guess. I feel like class of 2020 really got screwed out of a lot. I didn't get a prom. I barely got a graduation. Went to school. Can't find a job. Like, every year, it's been something. Wish me good luck. And once again, if you know any jobs in your city or your state, I am willing to.
Yeah, like I said, if you don't have a job, which most of my viewers, you all have a job, you're full-time, all right, or you're an entrepreneur. Look, if you don't have something, go get it. Your job is to make it happen. You're not just, oh, I don't have a job. No, your job is to make it happen. When you're an entrepreneur, oh, I'm not making any money. No, your job is to learn how to make money. Your job is to learn how to have the right people watching your content in order for them to purchase from you. Your job is to get your goals accomplished. That's the job. Okay? The way these people are talking about jobs, let me tell you what type of jobs they're talking about. They're talking about just over broke. The jobs where they just pay you time for money. And there's nothing wrong with working that type of job, trading your time for money. Okay? I do that. I work in tech. All right? But I'm able to leverage my job to fund the bigger goal, which is to make income online so I don't have to trade my time for money just in case the job wants to let me go. Okay? It's not enough just to have a savings account anymore in this economy. But that also destroys the dream of people complaining and waiting for people to reach back out to them saying that you're hired. After all, what did you do? You just literally clicked the button, came in for an interview, and you're like, oh, I'm tired because this is the 10th interview in 10 months. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Imagine you eating one time a month. Would you survive? Probably not. So why are we looking at interviews or jobs or I signed up for this much in this short amount of time as something that's not going to require you to work your butt off to make it happen? Next video.
Finding a job the most difficult thing in the world. It's harder than school. It's harder than anything I've ever done. I just graduated college, can't find a job anywhere. Everyone says I need experience, but how do I get experience if nobody hires you without experience, like, or they want to give you the experience? Like, sorry that I don't have enough experience. I was basically getting a degree that you require. Is that not enough still? Is my degree that I studied for 4 years not enough?
Nope, it's not enough. It's not enough. I said this in the first video. It's not enough. Having a degree is literally a sheet of paper that talks about the past, the experiences, the things that you've learned, the adversity that you went through, the tens and thousands of dollars that you invested inside of college in order for you to have a sheet of paper with your name on it stating what you studied. But it doesn't mean that you're great at your job. It doesn't mean that you're even knowledgeable at your job, because a lot of the time these classes teach you how to memorize, but they don't teach you how to execute and actually do the job. I'm not saying all degrees, I'm saying some. And then you have to think about this. How many people are actually having the same sheet of paper as you and signing up for the same jobs as you, and they're just looking for one or two people to actually hire? How do you make yourself stand out? You have to learn how to communicate. You have to learn how to network. And I'm not talking about you knocking door to door. I'm talking about you being in front of people and being able to hold a conversation and have people realize your value without you just saying, yeah, I got my degree in this. I got my degree and it's just hard to find a job. I got my degree. It's just hard to look, the degree never taught you how to get a job. It taught you how to memorize the information for you to have a sheet of paper and represent the information that you went through and studied for years. The degree does not show you how to get a job. The degree does not show you how to sell yourself. I don't even think college shows you how to sell yourself. Okay, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, but I don't believe that this educational system called college teaches you how to sell yourself. And if they do, well, the next step is learning who to sell to, because everybody isn't going to want to hire you or buy from you, especially as an entrepreneur, just because you know how to sell one way. You see, there's multiple ways to sell. You can see it all the time. All right. You can create a YouTube video. You can create a TikTok video. You can create an Instagram video. You can create an email. You can create a digital product. You can create a sheet of paper called a letter and it gets delivered to your mailbox. Okay. There's multiple ways in order for you to sell yourself. But what's the most effective way? What's the most productive way? What's the way that's going to earn you the most amount of money? Personally, me, I love creating content online because I get to package up my knowledge, my thoughts, my expertise, my passion, my experiences, my stories, and it's easy for me to talk about because it's me. It'll be easy for you to talk about because it's you. I like uploading content because once it's uploaded and posted and people are watching it, it gets watched after days, weeks, months, and years. And YouTube is just one of those things that brings in multiple streams of income. And I don't have to upload every single day. Why? Because YouTube is an evergreen platform. This video might just get views a year from now. Whereas in TikTok, well, when you upload content, after a couple of weeks, if it doesn't go viral, it's not going to be seen by a lot of people, especially not in the years to come. So you want something that's going to last you a while. A lot of these people sound like they're frustrated and they sound like they're my age, around like in their 20s, mid 20s. The problem is they haven't been taught how to sell themselves and how to not work hard, but work smart. We have too much technology in our hands right now in order for us to settle for a life that's just saying, oh, I just got my degree, a sheet of paper that represents what you studied. Okay. Again, it doesn't even represent expertise. It represents what you studied. The expertise comes in when it comes down to execution. The expertise comes down when it comes down to performing the job successfully. But what are you doing right now with your time rather than just saying, oh, I have a degree? And it's hard to get a job. It's not hard to get a job. You've already had a job. To get a job, to find out how to make money and be valuable to this society. There's so many platforms out here for you to do that on, even if it's not trading your time for money with the degree that you worked so hard for and invested in. But you know what? A lot of people aren't going to want to listen to that. I'm going to get a lot of hate on that probably, but that's the God-given truth. We have so many tools in our hands. What do you do with your phone every single day? Do you scroll and watch people? Do you scroll and just listen to people and laugh? Because those people are making money from their content. Off of your attention, you're paying attention and they're getting paid. Make that make sense.
Why is finding a job?
Yeah, so if you got a job right now, stay there because it is becoming progressively hard to get a new job. Tell me why I went into my local Choose this week, went in, filled out application online, called, and she's like, oh yeah, you want to set up an interview appointment? I said, let's get it. Thursday. Thursday comes around. I'm there. I'm dressed up all nice. I walk in there with a smile on my face. I greet this one person. He tells me,
but we got to get rid of this entitlement mindset. Just because you walked in all nice and smiled does not mean that they actually want you. What value does that bring to anybody? That's like me saying, just me creating a YouTube video where I'm dressed up nice and I'm smiling. Like I deserve to get money online. I deserve to get monetized on YouTube. No, you probably never watch my videos again if I just did that, right? Why would anybody owe me anything by me just showing up nice and smiling? That doesn't make it make sense.
Okay, so we're going to do the one interview today. And then depending on how things go, we'll have a second interview and we'll send you an email regarding the second interview. Right then, right there, red flag goes off in my head thinking, I'm not getting this job at all. So they just told me to come in for an interview knowing damn well that.
Is that true though? If they bring you in for a second interview, is that true? I just want to know. Let me know in the comment section down below. What are your experiences with coming in for a second interview, or them telling you if they like you? All right, if the interview goes well, they'll bring you in for a second interview. If you've had a bad experience with that, let me know in the comment section down below. I actually have good experiences with that. I've had 2 interviews with 2 separate jobs in tech, and I got hired at both. I mean, glory to God. But I also work my butt off learning how to communicate in a way to where I'm sharing value without making people feel like it's fake, because it's not fake. But there's certain things that people pick up on. There's certain things that help people make a great decision when it comes down for opportunities, whether it's in business or the 9-to-5 world. So I believe this dude, like, he might be going through some adversity, but it's just like, bro, just because you come in with a suit, you smile, doesn't mean that you're going to be hired. Nobody owes you anything in this life. The quicker we realize that is the quicker that you'll be on your own feet and be able to realize that you just have to work hard, but it depends on what type of hard work you're putting in a specific system in order for you to earn money, period. You can work hard and you can still be trading your time for money, or you can work hard and you can create content online that sells a digital product or sells a course or sells your own knowledge, turning your knowledge into info. Therefore, whenever somebody actually pays you, you don't have to trade your time for money. It's already packaged up and it's already automatically delivered, because we live in a technology world, and it's only going to get worse if you don't adjust. That is what I believe. Let's continue.
They're not going to give me the job. They just want to see what I look like. Mind you, any job I've ever gotten and I've had to do an in-person interview, I got the job the same day.
And this is what I'm talking about. Everybody is in these videos are they're literally judging everything in the present based off their past. Oh, I have a resume. Oh, I have a degree. Oh, every time that I've gotten hired at a job, I only needed 1 interview. Okay, great. This ain't that. If we wanted to just have, if God really wanted us to live in the past, then we would just be played on repeat. But that's not it. You got to be able to understand that being uncomfortable is one of those things that allows you to grow. He already had a negative mindset towards, oh man, this is a second interview. I already know I'm not going to get hired. Why are you saying that? Why are you saying, what good is that going to serve you? If you're in business, oh man, well, I just get a couple hundred views. I'm not going viral, so there's no way nobody's going to buy from me. All you need is one person. All you need is one job. All you need is somebody to say you're hired. All you need is one person to say, I'm buying that. And now you've gotten your first milestone crossed. So I want you to know, to not have a victim mindset when it comes down to either applying for jobs or having opportunities or being an entrepreneur. You have to accept responsibility, put your hard work in a system that's going to leverage your time, your knowledge, and your skill sets. And you'll be on your way to having your own, instead of just relying on the umbilical cord of the 9-to-5. Anyways, if you like these type of videos, let me know in the comment section down below. I will see you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.